But at some point, enough time had passed, enough life had happened that some grace starts to appear. And I think that's kind of the final chapter is this grace around this wounded new life. And it's slow and it's tedious and oftentimes unwelcome. I mean, nobody chooses this, right? It takes so much energy. I mean, I spent the first year pretty much kind of in bed. I'd go do the one or two things that I had to do or that I could do for that day. But my gosh, it was a rush to get home and get pajamas on and get in bed. I just spent as much time as possible in rest. It took so much energy to create a new life. The decision fatigue, what am I going to do about this or that, or get rid of this or keep this, things of that nature, just decision fatigue and this new life and all the choices that I had to make. And, life keeps happening. So they say don't make any major decisions in the first year after grief. But I got to tell you, that's a luxury that I didn't have. I needed to make very big decisions. I had tremendous financial weight and debt and all kinds of things that I had to figure out. And I don't know. I think that's what really drove it is this decision point. New life demands respect. New life demands energy. New life demands action and openness. And you got to make a decision about new life, whether you liked it or you didn't, whether you're welcoming it or not. You got to decide. Are you going to put energy to new life, or are you going to keep trying to hold on to the old life? And for me, I thought that was silly. I knew that old life was gone. I knew it nearly instantly the second that Dan died. That old life was gone. The love didn't leave me, and I didn't leave the love. The love that I had for Dan will last forever. The love that he had for me will last for forever. I could never leave that behind. That is so internal to me. But that did not live on in his stuff. That did not live on in my house or my old life. And I had to make a decision. Am I going to let my old life go? Because new life takes so much energy. It takes so much attention. I had to choose it. I had to choose to respect what is alive, to respect the new life, and leave my old life behind where it was. Because the old life is over. It's already behind me. I couldn't pretend that I could carry it with me. I couldn't. I needed the time or the space or the energy or whatever to do what is next. And I couldn't imagine being happy. That's for sure. I had no interest I didn't even know how to think about happiness at that point. Grief was so utterly demanding of me. It was so profoundly strong. It took everything and I gave it to it. I mean, I let it take everything. I did not fight it in the least. I look around, I watch people who were grieving as well, people who've lost spouses or whatever. And I thought, I don't know how they fight it. I mean, I don't know how you avoid or can think you can control. Like, grief was so utterly powerful that I just succumbed instantly. I had no fight at all with that. It was consuming, all consuming, and I surrendered it all. And I don't know, I think it's that surrender that started to kind of wake me up to some of these mysterious gifts. You've got to decode it. It's not easy. It's not even obvious. It is so subtle. I had to teach myself how to listen to the grief. I had to teach myself how to find and think about these gifts. But the gifts were precious. Gifts of aloneness and clarity, of intimacy, of surrender, gifts of withness and witness. People who were with me and people who were a witness to what was happening. It was amazing. Gifts of wildness and awe. These are precious and expensive gifts, and I just didn't want to miss them. I didn't want to have to go through another lesson. I didn't want to have to learn it anymore. I most certainly did not want to waste what happened. I wanted to take full advantage of every single aspect of these experiences and glean everything that was possible from them. Because, like I said, it's expensive. The greatest gift really is about presence and being awake. It's about being open and being present and paying attention. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. you don't want to miss it. It's a sacred, holy, and precious thing. And it doesn't feel good, and it's not an easy thing, but it's so important. It's so rich and valuable. And in truth, I just wouldn't change a thing. I'm profoundly grateful for the experience. Of course, I don't wish suffering on Dan or that he died or anything like that. It's not about that at all. Again, these things just happen. That's not even, that's all beyond me. All I can do is control my reaction, my response to what has happened. And we can choose to embrace those things and find meaning and value in those things, or we can reject that and stay stuck in loss and invest in the old life that is not there anymore, that is a total illusion, and that will not feed and fuel us for a future. Because there is hope, there is a future.